Okay, so I'm recording this video. This is a continuation of my progress, my journey, and the different things that I've experienced. Um, I was gonna say literally out loud that, like, what I feel right now is like, I'm like very clear. Like, I'm weirdly, really clear. And I say weirdly because I'm in a place where I feel like I'm figuring out the next steps, but I'm also like, I'm also still experiencing things from the previous journey. Now, the previous journey was very much um, based on my health, me being in nature, sleeping in my car, being at the ocean, being in nature every day. And that has led to me coming into such an expansion of my awareness, expansion of information, expansion of energy, expansion of abilities. Like, it did so much that it was ridiculous. Like, I almost to a degree don't even feel like, and I don't want to say that. I was going to say what I was dealing with before, and I don't like to use the words because I understand it on a different level now of knowing what that is and understanding that it's a DNA trait that you have to be tuned in spiritually to understand it. There is no other way to understand it. Um, and nature showed me that, bro. I literally can touch my toes now when I bend over. Like, when I stretch, I know this is so random, but you know what I'm saying, we're gonna go with it. I can literally touch my toes. That is so, it's 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 mind-boggling because I was very stiff before and I couldn't do these things. And you gotta understand, I experienced being so connected with nature and the ocean and the earth itself that I was literally pushing myself around with like energy. I was pushing myself around my mind. I was throwing myself, bro. I was doing all type of stuff. I was literally walking around. I was able to commune with trees. I was able to talk to trees. Bro, I was experiencing all types of this, that, and the other. And yeah, I really did need this coconut water. And I've reached a place now where I did at some point of the journey go back home because winter came and I really wasn't ready for it. It hit me in a way that I didn't really know how to I really love the way I look. I didn't know how to like prepare for that. So I did end up going back. And so I got called to come back. I came back and I basically been clearing out my energy, but my vessel, my energy, my aura feels so clean that this feels like a level of tranquility that I'm still trying to understand. I just feel really like, I don't want to use the word empty, but like, it's something along the lines of that. It's almost how like people meditate to like clear out the noise. I feel like I've been meditating for years. like that's what it feels like. It feels like if somebody consistently meditated for years. That is what I feel like right now. And I feel like really happy, but I know there's more things that I need to do and I need to continue learning and growing and progressing. Keep going. There are certain things that have been shown to me that are supposed to happen. And I mean, nature has showed me so much that it's like, I'm not going to go against it. I just understand that might be at a time. I don't, sometimes I'm like, how is this supposed to come together? Like, how am I supposed to do this? Because I'm the type of person, if this showed me a vision of me being with this person, I'm going to just reach out to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't resonate. So I'm in a place now where I'm just kind of like playing it off of how I feel. I cleared my energy. I've been clearing my energy. I feel really good. Like, I feel clean. I feel energetically clean. When you can feel your aura and your energy and you know what feeling energetically clean really feels like, oh my God, this is what it feels like. I feel energetically clean. And it's like I don't really know what to talk about too much. Um I do. Um talk about it. There is still a part of my energy that is like, it's not necessarily clearing out. I thought that's what it was at first. And at first that is what it was. I had to get rid of certain items because they didn't resonate. But now more so what it feels like is it's like I can feel when nature wants me to do specific things or go certain places, which I felt that way before, but now it just feels different. It feels very, very different, and I'm like trying to adjust to this. Yeah. I'm like trying to adjust to it. But yeah, man, this is just a continuation. My energy's very clear. Um, Again, these painful episodes are like non-existent now. I understand a lot of things differently. I understand that we've been taught to live a certain way, and even though everyone has their own things and habits and programming that they need to break, this is just trying to be in the world as an example for people who have this DNA trait because they're experiencing different things. Now, I also started to realize that I am in a very different place of existence. And what I mean by that is like, I've never really lived like other people. Even when I went into the community of people who have the trait, I don't really live like them. Like, they, they're like regular people. And I've never known what that's like. Like, some of them are regular people, a lot of them carry pain and you can see it. But like, I didn't come across too many people where you could talk about chakras and you could talk about energy and you could talk about this, that, and the other. Now that I understand energy and I understand that this is a DNA trait that affects your relationship with energy, it's like game changer. But bringing that to them is like, how am I supposed to bring that to these people? Like, how am I supposed to say that to them? Because my mind sees the big scale and yes, use it. A big example is when Aang was trying to convince Toph to be his teacher. And then Aang's like, well, I went on a journey and we got lost in a swamp and I had a vision of you and da 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 da. And then Katara's like, well, what Aang is trying to say is that he needs an earthbending teacher. Right? My mind is on the like, all this happened. So I want to explain to you like all these different things that happen and my understanding of it. And I realize now it's a lot of information to take in. It's a lot of information to take in. It's a lot of different things that I had to do to even experience this, but I still sit here and say it was beyond worth it. This actually feels like being free because my body is not going into these episodes and doing this, that, and the other, and I feel like I can actually maneuver and walk around like a regular person. Like, it is amazing. And here's the thing, it's not like I'm walking around like a regular person. That's the part that I realize now. Like, I have to actually bring that to the physical plane. There's nothing quote unquote normal about this. And what I mean by that, I mean by society standards. When you understand society is designed to actually keep us as low vibrational as possible, you start to realize the only way to actually treat this stuff that we're dealing with is you have to go beyond that. And a part of me, if I'm being honest, I'm in a place now where I start to realize, like, I don't know how people are going to experience that. You could barely say anything about that, let's say that, let's call it an equation for now. You could barely say anything about that equation in the community. If you start talking about chakras and energy, people just turn you off. But I'm like, yo, that is the way to healing. That literally is the way to healing. We have to go back to how we naturally were living. Because I've been doing that for the last, I don't know how many months, and this is life changing on some like, yo. But yeah, I don't want to sit here and keep going. It's understanding like we have certain roles and gifts, and we're supposed to really be born into villages and tribes, and we don't operate that way anymore. And you have to understand this if you're going to do anything about this equation that you have to experience in life. We have to go back to the way we used to operate, bruh. Watch Avatar The Last Airbender. Watch Avatar The Blue People. You watch these shows, these are depictions of how our ancestors lived before they got obliterated by the people who came here. That's the best way to that I could word it to you. Now, I do want to slide this in here. Young Pharaoh says something that helped make something click that I was trying to understand. I was like, why is it that our people are in such a state of like sleep, right? Because when you start understanding what the Egyptians and the pharaohs and all these different people were on, especially when you start understanding like the planet used to be black people everywhere, not just America, it was everywhere, every continent. I'd be like, how in the world did like these people fall? How did this happen? Da 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 da. And he talked about how we now understand that the sun is basically traveling through the universe, and we're kind of, all the planets and moons are spinning around it like a vortex. So the sun is basically carrying us through the universe. And he talked about how there are certain places in the universe that the sun would reach, and it would have certain universal information through stars, galaxies, the rays of the sun, all types of different things, and how this would activate certain codes within us, and that would have us living on a higher vibration, right? He goes into explaining how we'll go from 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons to one of them drops to 5. But because it's less dense, it'll have higher vibrational light information, right? And then it clicked in my mind, we traveled through somewhere in the universe that was more dense. And so our access to more spiritual and higher vibrational things was probably a lot lower, right? So basically what I'm understanding with us going into the age of Aquarius, the things that I'm experiencing and the type of energy that's going to come in is a reflection of these types of energies. Like age of Aquarius is going to bring all of this, like everybody's going to be conscious, bro. Everybody's going to be aware of what's really going on. We're going to live in an era that is going to be hopefully super peaceful because everybody's going to want that. Everyone's going to feel the love energy. But again, that goes into this equation I've been talking about, that we don't understand what this DNA trait is. This energy coming in, we're not going to have a choice but to understand it, right? There's no faulty DNA and this, that is nonsense. Because if this is the case, why would they do gene therapy on quote unquote blood disorders instead of just, if there's a problem with the blood cells, it's not necessarily the blood, it's the blood cells. Where are the blood cells being formed? Okay, the bone marrow. Why is the bone marrow doing this? Wouldn't you go there and fix it? Why are they going into like gene? Like it just doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And when you tap in with the universe, and you tap in with the earth and the ocean, nature will tell you, like, no, that's not what that is. You're living a certain way that does not reflect this gift you've been born with. It's a gift. So I'm continuing that because it's been proven to me that that's what it is. I've been saying it since I was a kid. And the thing with this is a lot of spirituality stuff. You'll have visions and feelings as a kid you don't understand. When you were a kid, you were still in tune to spiritual realm to a certain degree. That's where it comes from. You always knew on some level. All the information is within you. So now my thing is, now I actually experienced it. So I have my own proof of understanding of like, oh yeah, okay. Because it's one thing for nature to be like, yeah, it's a gift. All right, if it's a gift, you prove to me it's a gift. Like, don't just sit here and say it's a gift. Prove to me it's a gift. And it proved to me that it's a gift. So, hold on. Right? And so it proved to me that it's a gift. So, yeah. It's like, don't say specifically what, because that's for you right now. It's like my guidance right now is they want me to talk about this. I feel like I've said this a lot of times. I think what I'm going to do now is, you can speak on it, I'm going to go into other communities more than just that community of that, because it just wasn't a community that actually resonated with me, and that I could say this or I could do this, that, and the other. It did not resonate in the slightest. So I gotta go to other places to where maybe people actually do talk about chakras and energy bodies and the meridians and understanding these different things. That'll just make more sense to me. So I'm gonna start expanding. It's time for growth. Spring just started, so yeah, it's amazing right now. I feel really good. I feel really clear. I'm just seeing I'm understanding myself more. And I really love that, because, yes, talk about growing up, I didn't understand half the stuff I was experiencing. And I experienced a lot of things a lot of other kids did not experience, that made it, yes, you can say, it made it difficult to find your grounding in life. It made it difficult to say, yeah, I'm going to absolutely do this, or I'm going to do that. I always had to almost have one foot in or a toe in to like, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to find your grounding like that. And so I feel like now I've spent so much time with nature, and I understand what I'm experiencing so much, that I don't necessarily feel that way. I feel more confident in doing things because I don't necessarily feel like I have anything to worry about. I don't have to worry about, oh, well, is this safe, or can my body handle this? Like, I don't necessarily feel that way. I feel like my body feels clear. My energy feels clear. I don't even feel like the same person, you know? So, it's great, because I feel like it's formed a confidence of, sometimes the confidence level is just, I'm going to try this just because. I'm going to do this just because. I could see if this feels. When I was experiencing that, I didn't even want to try certain things. Like, I was just too, like, no. Like, no. I'm not trying that. Because you understand, for someone with that equation, you try something. So you try certain things, and that might, well, you're out of commission for like 2 weeks now. No. So, yeah, I don't know what else there is for me to say. Like, I broke down a lot of it. Basically, being in nature, like, it aligned my chakras, it aligned my energy bodies, it cleansed my aura, it opened my meridians, it did all type of stuff. It showed me all types of different information. It gave me different types of gifts. It gave me access to commune with the ancestors. It gave me access to commune with nature at any time, at any distance. It just was amazing. And even through all that, they were like, yeah, like, you still need to finish your healing. Like, you didn't finish healing. And I just was like, yo, I was out here mad long. How could I not? Like, they was like, yo, you was experiencing XYZ for over 20 years, dog. Like, even what you did is still so incredible that it's, like, ridiculous that you even got that far. But, like, 20 years, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? 20 years. So I'm going to go ahead with that. I'm going to keep moving with that. I'm going to finish my healing. I'm going to finish whatever nature is guiding and asking of me. And I'm going to see what comes from here. Because it's a lot of things being shown to me. And I've decided to just keep doubling down on myself. Just keep doing it. And just keep trusting the things that I've been shown. Because today I stand here and say, like, yo, listening to myself and what my intuition was always calling me to do, I always felt called to come here, has panned out so amazingly that I don't even think I could sit here and tell you every little detail. I couldn't. It'd be too much. It'd be way too much. But I'm really happy. I'm really, really like, and it's more than happiness, because I've been reminded happiness is a fleeting feeling. It's a fleeting feeling. But I do feel very tranquil. I feel very neutral. I feel very peaceful. Very within. Not just peaceful within, but my body feels very light. It feels full of energy. It feels safe. It feels good. So I'm just continuing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just continuing the story of what I was doing. I have a lot of videos on my other channel of me being on that journey and just pushing through and talking about different things that I was experiencing. And yeah. So I think what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to expand the places where I go and talk to people. I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep putting myself out there because I need to be in the world more. I do know that. And I'm fine with being in the world. I just need to be where I resonate at and with people who resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. They want me to say some more. There's something else here. No. I feel very connected with my heart right now, and that makes me so happy. I've been very connected with my heart, but I didn't experience all of what I'm experiencing now, where I got the body to be like really, really like in a good state. And to have both right now feels so good. It feels so good. But I'm telling you, the key is to your heart. You got to really listen to your heart. Your heart will guide you in the right direction. It really will. Talk to your heart as much as you possibly can. Meditate, talk to your heart, get in nature, and remove anything, anyone, or any environment that does not resonate with your heart. The thing with your heart is your heart will guide you to where you need to be, who you need to be around, and this will allow you to have access to your higher self. This will allow you to go places where, like, for example, for me, one of my gifts is I could sense where my medicine is at. Nature gives you medicine for whatever you're experiencing, whether it be mental, emotional, it'll give you medicine, and I can feel where that medicine is at. And those are the places my heart tells me to go. There's trees everywhere, but there are certain trees in certain places that they don't resonate with me like that. So they're not going to give me the medicine. So, you know what I'm saying? Go to wherever your heart is calling you and just trust that. And don't just, you're going to have times you're like, yo, what's going on? It's okay. Push through it. Push through it. And try to do things the first time your intuition and your heart, because it's easiest. You might feel really like, whoa, I don't know what's going on, but you just got to trust it. When you listen to your heart, it's like the universe protects you. It's amazing. Listen to your heart. Do what it is you need to do. I'm checking out. That's the end of this. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go back to making videos. I don't know. What I do know is I'm just gonna go find people to talk to about certain energy things. So, all right.